First, let me say how incredibly honored and grateful I am to be standing here as the head football coach at App State. Grateful to Chandler Heather Norris, Director of Athletics, Doug Gillen for the trust in us and our football vision. This is a special place with special people. Coach Jerry Moore taught us to always do more than is expected. That mentality, driven by a chip on the shoulder attitude, has been with us since day one. That chip on the shoulder attitude resonates with our fans who appreciate being the underdog and love proving people wrong. That mindset is backed. Our fans show up in Boone whether it's 70 degrees or the snow is blowing sideways. And I'm so excited about being part of that atmosphere in the Rock for the first time. I also want to give great gratitude for the Sun Belt Conference and Commissioner Gill for allowing us to showcase our brands. The Sun Belt has become one of the most competitive and exciting brands of college football. We took this job, we knew we needed to build a great staff. And I'm excited to sit here and say that we've absolutely been able to do that. We built a staff that boasts 93 years of NFL experience. That staff has combined for 46 Pro Bowlers, 8 Hall of Famers. We thought that with the new landscape of college football, that it was important for student athletes to understand the NFL model. And that with 16 years of NFL experience, we knew that there was a cap, contract negotiations, transfer portal, which is very similar to the NFL free agency. We have 54 new players, 36 from the transfer portal, 18 freshmen, and we're excited about the way we're recruiting. Our staff, the one thing that I want to talk about is our staff busts their tails in recruiting, and we're doing a great job in the high school recruiting. High school recruiting will always be a big part of our brand. We've got a great high school football in North Carolina, and we will always be in our state recruiting. Our brand is built on 3 things, 3 pillars: smart, tough, competitive. The best part of our program is our players. We're excited about what we've been able to put together in the first year. We got kids that do things the right way. They make great decisions. They don't get in trouble. They go to class. They care about each other. When we talk about players and recruiting, we talk about 3 things: trust, commitment, and serve. Can we trust you? Are you committed to excellence? And are you willing to serve each other and be a great teammate? The 2 players that we brought today, Jaden Ramsey and Sean Collins, embody that in every way. These guys are great leaders. They go to class. They do things the right way. They don't get tired of doing what's right. They represent the best version of us. Jaden Ramsey was a guy who started 7 games last year at guard. We had a kid leaving the transfer portal. He gladly moved to left tackle because it was what was best for the team. He's a guy from Anderson, South Carolina, that had people that were coming after him in the transfer portal, but he wanted to be part of something special. He wanted to finish what he started with his brothers at App. And he's done a great job right there with the 54 new players about leading these guys and building a brotherhood. Sean is from Montclair, New Jersey, transferred from Rutgers. And it's been amazing about him is you get to see him grow up right in front of our eyes. He's become the vocal leader of the team. I always tell him it's the Jersey in him that's coming out. But he's not scared to hold people accountable. And he's a really good player for us. We're so fortunate to have both of these guys. I'm excited for you guys to get to know these guys. They're a great representation of who we are and what we want to be. And with that, I'll open up for any questions.
We'll now open the floor up for questions again in the room. If you have a question, please raise your hand, and we'll get a microphone to you. For those of you joining us on the Zoom broadcast, please type your questions into the chat, and we'll read them here in the room. And we have a question on chat, and this is for both Jaden and Sean. It's only been 10 months since the hurricanes ravaged the App State and Boone area. How were you guys affected, and what do you feel about how well the university responded to all the problems that were created by the hurricane?
Well, staying on campus, the hurricane, we were blessed to, still have our homes in place and still be able to stay under our roofs. But it was a huge impact, and but we responded quickly. I mean, even us as players, we helped around the town. We helped package meals and package goods to send on helicopters and help out our community because up in the mountain, we're all a family.
Yeah, I'll say App State was big on helping the community. They were mandatory events, help people pack food, pack necessities, things they needed during times of struggle, because there were some parts that some parts of North Carolina that you couldn't get access to it. The roads were down, roads flooded, so it was just nice being able to help out.
Coach, Tyler Kennett from the Herald-Dispatch in Huntington. You mentioned your NFL experience. I guess, is there a singular thing that you can point to that has been the most valuable for you so far? And then, if you don't mind, a little bit more on the similarities and any major differences between the two.
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think number one, what the NFL sells, because it's all these guys want to play in the National Football League. These two guys are going to play in the National Football League. So when you talk about we've been there, we know what it takes to get there, we're going to train that way, I think that's really beneficial in recruiting, and it's roster retention. It also teaches you in the negotiation part of this, it's business. It's not personal. So I think that helps a ton too, because you're going to negotiate with new contracts and these things, and it's just football's pure. And so are these negotiations. Business is business, but you can still go on and have great relationships with that. And there are similarities I kind of mentioned before the transfer portal is NFL free agency. Maybe not the same guardrails that the team doesn't have as much protection as they do in the NFL, but there are a lot of similarities about that. And even the way we go about evaluating players as far as making sure their medical history, what type person are they, do they go to class? Because if they go to class, they're going to go to practice. If they do things the right way in school and taking care of themselves, they're going to be good football players as well. So it's the evaluation process on top of the landscape that, college football is more similar than ever to the National Football League.
Emmanuel Peppers, Sunbelt Conference, and this is for Jaden and for Sean as well. Just talking about, Coach mentioned about having that NFL experience and bringing it to you guys at App State. What's the feeling like for you guys, and just having coaches who have been there at the highest level, and what it could do for you guys and for the team going forward this year?
The feeling is great. We work day in and day out, and we're around coaches that have been experienced. We respect them so much, and just having coaches that you respect, it drives us to just go so hard out there for them. And there's not too much they have to say or hop on us too crazy. It's just a love and respect aspect. And, we're going balls to the wall every time we strap up and get on the field.
Yeah, I would just say it's very professional. They know how to take care of your bodies. They know what we need to do to be a great team. And that's really all it comes down to.
And this question for both coach and the players. How have you seen the community around Boone and just the atmosphere around the program, around the university? What has that really meant to, Coach, you being new and both the players, what has that sense of support felt like?
That part's been awesome. And we had a great job at South Carolina. We were coaching the best player in the country, Lenore Sellers, in my opinion. So it was going to take something really special for us to leave that. And heard stories about it. You do your research. You talk to guys like Daniel Jeremiah that we've known for a long time in the NFL. A couple players, Kilgore, we coached, was our center in Miami. You talk about these people, and you talk about a very close-knit community, a community that cares about App. They care about their athletes. So from that standpoint, it shows up every Saturday in Boone on game day. When you get an atmosphere like that, the passion that place brings, the students, the commitment to football, it's overwhelming. Just even last night being out at dinner, and you see people in the restaurant, you see people in the lobby, and everyone knows what that Block A is, and they know what that means. They know it's special. It's a national brand. So for that, it's overwhelming, it's humbling, and it gives you a lot of reason to be grateful.
Got a Zoom question from, sorry.
No, I was just going to say absolutely. The strength of our community is what helps build our brand and makes it as special as it is.
Now we have a Zoom question from Clint Shields of Texas State Radio. This is for Coach. You brought a D lineman and an O lineman to represent your program and your brand. Does that speak to promoting that toughness part of your program?
Absolutely. We talk about smart, tough, competitive all the time, and we want to be a team that's built in the trenches. And it wasn't just because they were offensive and defensive linemen. It was because they are an offensive and defensive lineman that represent our core values better than anyone else. We got a lot of great kids, but these two do it the right way all the time, on and off the field. And it shows you that the commitment we have to building the team in the trenches and what we want to be about.
Coach, just talk about, we hear coaches talk about establishing a culture, and like you mentioned, and some of the key points to hit on. through this offseason and through spring practices and everything, what do you feel like has been the biggest progress for this point from that perspective for your team?
Well, I'd hope that our players would echo this, and it's the connection of our team. Like every program that's here works really hard, and it's a great league, top to bottom. It's impressive. I just left the Southeastern Conference for 4 years, and everyone's like, "Yeah, I bet you're glad to be out of that conference." I'm like, this thing from top to bottom is really good as well, and it's competitive football, and there's a lot of one-score games that way. But everyone works hard, but the connections are made away from the football field. It's away from the football facility. It's after hours. It's the cookouts they have. It's playing video games together, which I don't like a ton of, but it is. It's the time you spend together with your teammates, and those are the memories that I want them to have, because we win a bunch of games, and you win a bunch of games because you work hard, but you win a bunch of games because in the fourth quarter, you're close. When things are hard, they've gone through a lot of shared struggle at App, and that community is stuck together, and that's what's impressive about these guys is they've been in it for a long time, and they care about each other, but it's after the hours. The connection happens after hours, and I would hope they would say we are a lot more connected than we've ever been. We're going to continue to work on that. We take time out. We have basketball tournaments. We have dodgeball tournaments. We do those things. And so football's fun for them because they do work really, really hard. We work hard. But we also enjoy the process, and what they do, we want to give them time so they do have time to have cookouts, to go swim, to play video games, to hang out, because that's what college is about. It's about winning football games and building brotherhood that lasts for life.
Zoom question coming in from Coach. What you have a quarterback with SEC experience in A.J. Swan. What have you liked that you've seen from him so far? Yeah,
A.J. was a kid we recruited at South Carolina as well. He was actually committed to us for a day or two and then flipped and went to LSU. So we built a relationship with him. We love the fact he's played. He's a very talented guy. When we had one of our basketball tournaments, he showed up on the court and he did some nice things. He draining threes, like knocking down buckets and those things. But he's one of 5 guys that's competing for the jobs, and we're happy about the other 4 guys in that room as well. But we're really fortunate to have AJ. We got to watch him when we were in the SEC, and he's playing as a freshman at Vanderbilt and did a lot of good things.
An assumed question from Dominic Cressetto of the Sunbelt Syndicate. App State has been known as a team that used the run to set up the pass. Is that mentality still going to hold true for your offensive philosophy?
Well, you see the guy sitting next to us, and I believe that great teams are built up front. But we also want to play to the strengths of our team. And you go back and look at South Carolina in 2023 with Spencer Rattler and Xavier Legette. We threw the ball more. And then you get Rocket Sanders and Lenoris Sellers, and now you're going to build around the run game and quarterback run game and do different things that way. So we're going to build around the talent that we have, which we have a lot of talent to be excited about. Got a lot of good running backs as well. And so we're going to do what our players do best.
Sparty Laughlin from KTSW San Marcos. This question is for you, Mr. Jaden. Obviously, a couple new faces on the offensive line and a new quarterback back there. How do you think everyone's been kind of just getting together and gelling over the offseason?
I think it's been great. Coach D'Lo, Coach Mo, they did a great job of recruiting the new O-line guys. We're tight. We communicate well. We love hanging out with each other. Got nothing bad to say about them, and I'm excited.
Question for both the players here. In week 4, you guys head to Boise and play Boise State. How cool is it to play your brand of football on a national stage like that?
It's very cool. It's very cool. But, I mean, we always preach, being steady, being where our feet are, and focusing on what's in front of us right now, which is camp and beating Charlotte and taking over Bank of America Stadium.
Yeah.
Really good answer.
I'll say it's nice, but it's nothing new to us. App State was built on stuff like that, and we're just going to do what we do.
With no more questions from the room, Coach and Jaden and Sean will be available for one-on-ones when they come off the stage. Coach, guys, we appreciate it. Good luck to you this season.
Appreciate you guys. Go App.